Hello and welcome to this video tutorial of how to program using Python. In this video I'm going to design a simple temperature converter, and for simplicity I'm only going to add two options. Number one, converting a Celsius temperature to Fahrenheit, and number two, converting a Fahrenheit temperature to Celsius. Now I have my interpreter open in front of me, so I'm going to go right ahead and design a main menu, an interface for our users. I'm going to start off with a print statement stating the header main menu, and I'm going to give a \n over here, which basically means that I'm skipping one line and moving on to the other one. Over here I'm going to start off with \t, which basically means leaving a tab worth of space. This is just for the proper formatting. You're going to see that when I run this code for testing purposes. The first option is going to be Celsius to Fahrenheit, and again, new line, we're going to have a tab worth of space over here. Second option, Fahrenheit to Celsius, new line, and then we're going to have our third option, which is just going to be exit the program. Now this is what our main menu is basically going to look like. These three options are just going to be there. Now we need to allow the user to choose from these three options. So I'm going to provide an input statement over here saying enter your selection, and this needs to be assigned a handler. I'm going to call that handler option. So whatever selection the user makes is going to be saved with this keyword option. Now we need a bunch of if and else statements to shift through those those options that we have. So we're going to assign the if statement over here. The if statement is going to be if option is equal to 1. In that case, we are going to run the function of convert to Fahrenheit. Now since this function has not yet been defined in the program, so that's why it's giving me an error, but we will define it in a little bit. Elif, the second option, if option is equal to, if not equal to 1, then it might be equal to 2. So in that event we are going to run convert to Celsius. Again, this is going to be another function that I'm going to define, and the third statement is going to be else. If the option is in 1, if it is in 2, then it's simply that the program is just simply going to exit, and we're going to give our user a heads up that the program is simply exiting. Now let's discuss the functions that we need to define over here. The first function is going to be convert to Fahrenheit. Let's copy this, paste it exactly over here, convert to Fahrenheit. And in this function we are going to first need a value that needs to be converted. So it's going to be a float value, which means it could be an integer value as well as a decimal value. So I'm going to typecast it as float, and then comes the input statement, enter your Celsius temperature, and then we need to calculate this and store it in a variable. I'm going to call that variable result, and the formula for converting a Celsius value to a Fahrenheit value is basically just multiply that Celsius value with the fraction 9 divided by 5, and the result is then added in 32. So this is our formula right here, and then we need to display that formula using a simple print statement that would say that temperature, the original temperature in obviously degree Celsius, is equal to our answer, which is basically stored in result, equal to result degree Fahrenheit. So this is our print statement giving us the results for this calculation, for this conversion. And now I'm going to define the second function, which is convert to Celsius. Now as you can see, this function still has the red bar below it. So as soon as I copy it over here, the red bar has been removed, as you can see. Now I'm going to copy these 3 lines from here because most of it is going to remain the same. Paste them over here. This Celsius would be changed to Fahrenheit. This Fahrenheit would be changed to Celsius, and this Celsius again, it needs to be changed to Fahrenheit. Now we have to change this formula as well because both conversions have different formulas. In the case of converting a Fahrenheit temperature to a Celsius temperature, the formula is multiplying the fraction 5 divided by 9 with the original Fahrenheit value having 32 subtracted from it, temp minus 32. So this is the formula for converting a Fahrenheit value to a Celsius value. Now since I've written down everything in this code, just let me double check to see if I've missed anything. Yep, everything seems in order. So let's run this program and test it. So as you can see, the tab worth of spaces and the backslash n function of backslash n keywords that I added over here have allowed me to skip lines after each one of these options, and the tab worth of spaces can be displayed over, it can be shown over here before the number of each option. I'm going to enter my selection, which is my first selection, Celsius to Fahrenheit. So it's asking me to convert a Celsius temperature to Fahrenheit, but first I need to provide a Celsius value. So I'm going to choose with 40, and as you can see, 40 degrees Celsius is equal to 104 degree Fahrenheit. Now this was a integer value. Let's try out the second option. I'm going to rerun this code again. Let's try the second option. This time I'm going to use a decimal value, so I'm going to go with 40 point, let's say 5. Okay, so let's run this, enter it. So 40.5 degree Fahrenheit is equal to 4.72222, quite a number of times 2 degree Celsius. Okay, so now we know that both the option 1 and option 2 work perfectly fine. Apart from that, we still need to test out option 3. If you enter 3, if you enter 4, if you enter 5, if it doesn't matter what you enter, it could be F maybe. Let's enter F. The program is still going to exit. As you can see, we have been given the heads up that the program is exiting. The reason for that is I didn't really specify anything in the program over here. I just specified in these 2 statements that if the option is 1, we're going to run this function, this function over here, and if the option is 2, then we're going to run this function. If the option is anything other than these 2 values, the program is simply going to exit, and that can be demonstrated over here as well. So that was all. That's all from my side in this video, and thank you so much for your time.